Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. I am coming to you live from Skyline Park in Brookline, Massachusetts. Here to bring you live coverage of today's high school varsity boys soccer contest between the visiting Eagles of Boston College High School and the hosting Brookline High Warriors. Should be a fun one here today. And folks, I'm not alone for this one. Joining me on the mic is my color commentator for today, student broadcaster and Brookline High sophomore, Sam Lowenstein. Sam, thank you for joining me today.
Thanks for having me on again, Jesse, for yet another soccer game this year. This time for boys varsity, Brookline versus BC High, and the Warriors coming into this one with a record of 1 win, 4 losses, and 4 ties. BC High 6 wins, 1 loss, and 2 ties. So this should be a difficult game for Brookline High School, and if they pull it out, that'd be a huge test that they would have overcome.
Absolutely, Sam. Like you said, Brookline's record 1-4-4. The most recent MIAA Division I power rankings came out yesterday morning, as they usually come out on Tuesday and Friday mornings. Brookline coming in ranked 23rd in those power rankings, while BC High came in ranked 4th. So, yeah, on paper, a big disadvantage for Brookline. But, as we know, the last time I believe you joined me here at Skyline, Sam, we saw this Brookline High squad fight to a scoreless tie against a St. John's Prep team that is now ranked number 1 in the MIAA Division I power rankings. So anything is possible. And as we always say, we don't play these games on paper, we play them on the field. Now, unfortunately, I myself was running a little late getting ready for this one, and so I didn't have time to chase down the BC High roster. That's my fault, but you know how we do here. We work with what we have, so we'll just narrate BC High by their jersey numbers. Brookline, we do have the full roster for, and I'll read that out for you guys in just a second. Just a couple of notes technology-wise. First off, as you guys probably know if you've been watching these streams before, the Wi-Fi here at Skyline can be kind of shaky sometimes. Sometimes it's good, but most times it's not good. In the event that it's not good and the video gets all choppy, A, the audio should still be good to listen to for the live broadcast, and B, I am recording this at the same time that I'm live streaming it, and if the video gets bad, then I will upload the fully recorded version later tonight, and you'll be able to see that. Second note, technology-wise, I'm actually using a new microphone today, so I'll be counting on both you guys and Sam as well on my right here to let me know if it sounds off in any way, just so I can help continue to give you guys the best quality broadcast I possibly can. But that's enough of that for now. Let's take a quick look at the Brookline roster as they're getting ready to take the field here for the first of 2 halves. Going in order of jersey number for Brookline, first off we have a junior number 2, Sammy Treestman. Another junior number 3, Aki Moriguchi. A sophomore number 4, Diego Leteplo. A junior number 5, Adon Spivak. A junior number 6, Julian Weil. A senior number 7, Jacob Friedman. A junior number 8, Jeffrey Dong. A senior number 9, Jad Torres. A senior number 11, Koya Nicoli. A senior number 12, Ryan Goldberg. A senior number 13, Dylan Hatchett. A sophomore number 14, Luca Russell. A senior number 15, Santi Sierra. A junior number 16, Javi Belmont Orsola. A sophomore number 17, Lars Peterson. A junior number 18, Kuno von Borowski. A senior captain number 19, Travis Applebaum. A senior number 20, Matthew Rosales. A senior number 22, Marco Neer. A senior captain number 23, Nico Leteplo. A senior captain number 24, Wally Lawrence. A senior number 25, Jonah Lippman. A junior number 26, Brandon Jean. A senior backup goalie number 98, Liam Forey. And a senior captain and the starting goalie for Brookline, number 99, Alec Smagula. Head coach of the Brookline High boys soccer team is Kyle Bolu-Jones. So that's our roster. We managed to get through the whole thing here as we now get ready to get this one underway. Brookline playing from the left in some dark blue kind of checker pattern jerseys with white jersey numbers. BC High on the right with white jerseys, red jersey numbers, and gold outlines. Looks like BC High is going to get us started here in the first half. Number 23 at midfield, getting ready to get us started. Here we go. Warriors and Eagles, Brookline versus BC High, and we're underway. A kick down to the far side corner, and Wally Lawrence just puts the boot on, and it's an immediate race to the ball, and a high bounce, and it's taken by the BC High goalie as Jad Torres was given chase on that one.
Interesting play up from BC High. Their player electing to kick it deep at the beginning, and Brookline returning the favor with a near chance.
Now BC High deflects that ball through the middle. Number 23 trying to push it to the outside and almost stolen by Lawrence. Instead stolen by Santi Sierra. Tight space on that far side, and is that out of bounds or a foul? Looks like it's Brookline throw-in, looks like, yeah.
Came off the feet of the midfielders of BC High, and not much that Jacob Friedman could do in that situation. Lucky that Brookline got a throw-in.
Deflects off a couple of heads, and now BC High boots this one away. Another deflection. Lawrence corrals it on the far side. Kicks one up, and now off a couple of heads. Sierra kicks this one to the back line. It's going to go back to Jonah Littman. Littman slides it out to the near side in our blind spot here at the high tripod. Sammy Treisman sends it up the line. Chasing it down is number 12, Ryan Goldberg. Goldberg lost it out of bounds. Who touched it last? Bit hard to see through the fans, but at least with the high tripod, the viewers at home have a good view.
There's Sammy Treisman sliding it through into a bit of a blind spot. Nobody in the area for either side.
Off the throw-in for Brookline, it's headed away by the BC High defense. Tapped back to Littman. A pass towards the middle to Sierra. Sierra taps it back to Travis Applebaum. Applebaum touched to the outside to Lawrence. Lawrence sending it up the line looking for Friedman. It's deflected out of bounds. Stays Brookline ball. Friedman, quick throw in looking for Torres, but it's tapped up in the air and out of bounds by the BC High defenseman.
BC High just closing out there into the side, your standard shell formation on defense. Brookline with a bit more of the possession in the offensive half so far here in the early going of this game.
Wally Lawrence getting ready to throw this one in deep in BC High territory. Might just opt to throw it into the box and see if they can get a header. This one floats in off the head of a defender, and that's going to go out of the box. 14 with the ball for the Eagles. Stops and kicks to the middle. Intercepted right to Ryan Goldberg. Goldberg winds, fires, too high.
Good opportunity for Goldberg as the left back had nowhere to go with it. Was looking for someone in the middle defensive midfielder area, but nobody home, and Goldberg with a quick chance.
This clear kick is taken by Lawrence. Lawrence pass to Adon Spivak at midfield. Spivak slides it to the outside to Littman. Littman draws a trip. Good fake by Littman to draw the leg of number 14 and give Brookline a free kick.
And there, Littman was looking to make something happen across through the middle. He'll still get that similar opportunity on the free kick.
Littman boots in a low one. It's deflected up in the air by 27. 27 trying to take it. Sammy Treisman putting on pressure. It's recovered by 14. 14 being pressured from behind, running out of room. Gets a kick upfield. Misses number 19, and it's going to be chased down by Applebaum. Applebaum sends it back to Smagula. Smagula now boots it across midfield, goes off ahead, and it's downed there by the Eagles' number 6, I think. Slides it back to the goalie, number 99. And he winds and kicks one away, just avoiding the pressure from Torres. Back to midfield, and it's taken by Lawrence. Pass for Spivak. He barely gets a foot on it and sends it to the back line. Applebaum keeping it away from 19 as he kicks it towards midfield, headed up by 11 for BC High. Deflects to the outside, and it's going to be taken by 14. 14 with the ball. Looking around, pass to the middle. Lost control of it, and it's recovered by Spivak. Spivak's clear kick is downed by 20. Tapped in the air by Treisman, headed along by Goldberg. Deflecting back and forth, and BC High tries to send it to the outside, and they're going to lose that one out of bounds. Brookline ball.
And Brookline with a formidable back there.
This one, a quick deflection out of bounds in our camera's blind spot. It's going to be Brookline ball again.
Brookline waiting for a second.
Yep, Treisman's going to hand it back to Lippman so they can bring more guys forward, put on more forward pressure. The throw-in goes off the head of a defender towards the middle. Number 8 boots it up in the air. Downed, but taken by Treisman. Treisman looking around, pass to the outside to Torres. And Torres takes a shot from the defender. And that's going to be a free kick for Brookline.
There, Torres bottled up 3 defenders on him. Good idea on defense from BC High to be aggressive, but a little too aggressive, causing the foul.
Looks like the free kick will be taken either by Torres himself or by Ryan Goldberg, as they got a sideways angle that might create a good crosser chance here. Goldberg the fake, Torres the kick, flies into the box, too high, too far, and it's going to go out the back end for a goal kick.
They're just trying his luck, trying to hit somebody at the back post for Brookline, but the kick a little bit too far and too ahead for a goal kick.
The Eagles netminder, number 99, boots this one to the near side, and 14 can't corral it in time. Out of bounds, Brookline ball. Treisman, a throw in towards the middle to Spivak. Spivak taps it forward, looking for Goldberg, but it's deflected away by 8. Popped up high in the air and downed, and I think that's 6 booting that one away as it bounced along towards midfield, and Lippman smartly lets that roll out of bounds. Quick throw in. Spivak slides back to Lippman in our blind spot towards the middle. Sierra slides it all the way out to the far side to Lawrence. Lawrence bringing it up across midfield, dribbling around some players. Now sliding it to the outside. This is Lippman to the middle. Spivak. Spivak pops it up in the air to the outside. Treisman keeps it in bounds. Treisman fighting with his defender for it. Rolls out of bounds. Stays with Brookline. Treisman. Quick throw in. Back to Lippman. Lippman slides it back to Jeffrey Dong. Across to Applebaum. Now up the far side to Lawrence. Lawrence trying to fake out his defender. It's not there. He slides it back to Dong again. Dong sends it up the middle to Spivak. Spivak looking. Now kicks one up the near side to Treisman. And deflected out of bounds by number 27. It will stay with Brookline. And they are wasting no time. They're really trying to put on some pressure. Sam's had no time to get a word in, but might have some time now as it rolls out of bounds.
Well, as you just said, Jesse, Brookline, they've been prioritizing this up-tempo style of play in their offense, and when they've done it, it's worked out pretty well for them so far in this game. They have controlled the possession.
And now it'll be Goldberg setting to throw in. Long charge up, trying to go for a long throw into the box. And it's deflected out the back by the BC High defense. And so Brookline will be rewarded with their first corner kick of the day.
That's a really smart play by Goldberg, throwing it in towards Jacob Friedman, but regardless, creating chaos and a corner kick opportunity.
And it'll be number 15, Santi Sierra, sending in this corner kick. Kick flies in, off ahead, straight up in the air. Goldberg heads it, and it's just wide.
Ryan Goldberg in the right spot after a deflection, decently open with the defenders backed up, looking to guard the sides of the net, and Goldberg's header just a little wide there, but the right idea.
Ryan Goldberg has had 2 tantalizingly close opportunities at the net so far today. No dice yet, but Brookline trying to keep up the pressure as they take the ball back here. Pass goes back to Lawrence. Lawrence escapes one defender, taps it back to Applebaum, who boots it up the line. Booted right back by the Eagles, but Applebaum sends it back the other way. Deflecting around, Goldberg taps it back. Tapped further back, and Dong boots it away. Friedman gets a foot on it and passes to himself, but too far away, and it's going to be kicked out by the BC High defense. It will be Brookline ball.
Man, what a move by Jacob Friedman. Hit the ball over himself, a little rainbow flick for Brookline as they continue with the high tempo.
Now a deflection by Spivak. Spivak passes that ball forward, looking for himself, and 11 kicks that one away to clear it out. Lawrence recovers the ball. A pass to Sierra. Sierra slides it over to Littman. Littman to Sierra in the middle. Evades one. Fights through another. Now slides it out to Lawrence. Lawrence gets round one. Now slides a long kick way too low. Easy taking for 14. 14 dribbling up, but cut off by Littman. Littman slides it back to Lawrence. And Lawrence is going to go back to Smagula. Smagula puts the boot on, gets it across midfield, but it's headed right back by 22. Downed by Sierra, rolling in open space. Goldberg the first to get there, but is cut off by 20, and it's taken by 11. 11 weaving around. Pass outside to 6. Now over to 8. Sends it up the far side looking for 19, and Applebaum is going to head it and knock it out of bounds. It'll be Eagles ball deep in the Brookline end.
In the middle for Brookline, Sammy Treisman was running up the right side. May have been a little bit offside, but good closeout defense in the center of the field by BC High to prevent those lanes from opening up.
Throw in for BC High. Thought about a kick. Now a slower kick comes in, knocked away, I think, by Spivak, as that goes all the way up to Torres. Torres taking it down the far sideline, stops, and it's knocked away by the Eagles. Up to number 6, but Torres staying after the ball. He takes it back, fights through a defender, but it rolls too far out in front of him, and 11 cuts it off before Treisman can take it. Pass given to 8, now up to 14. 14 sending it through, and no chance for 19. He was boxed out by Applebaum, and Smagula slides in to cover it up.
Looking for a striker there, but he was defended by 2 players for Brookline. Not much of a lane open there.
This one deflects, and we've got a push in the back called against BC High, and Brookline will get a free kick.
Jad Torres getting pushed there on the play, and still Brookline even more quickly this time.
Yes, indeed. They're moving fast with these plays. They go up the far side, and a trip from behind. They say he caught ball, so play continues. 20, a pass to the outside. Wind and a kick, looking for 14. 14 has got it, but Littman is back there to cut him off and take that ball away and even keep the ball in bounds as a bonus. Lawrence takes the pass and now launches the ball out near side. It's going to go out of bounds.
Great job there by Jonah Littman to get in front of the striker and clear the ball for Brookline. Crucial play. BC High's had a couple half chances. Still no shots on goal yet for them.
14 with the ball. Pops it over to 11. 11 in tight spot, and Spivak kicks it away. Deflected right back by 27. 14 takes it, pass up to 11 again. He gets it up to 23, and Spivak and 11 were tangled up. They call the foul on Spivak.
We talked about it, Jesse, before the game, how Brookline, they tied St. John's Prep, who's number 1 ranked right now in the power ranking. These games can go either way, and the game between these two sides has been even so far despite the record discrepancies.
Free kick coming up for the Eagles. 23 launches it into the box, headed away by, I believe, Applebaum, and could not be kept in bounds by Friedman. It's going to be a corner kick for BC High.
BC High stretching out Brookline's defense on that play all the way from one side of the field to the other. The Warriors will have to stay compact here on the corner.
23 setting up to kick that corner after he just took that free kick. This kick flies in high and close, downed off the head of 27, but the wrong way as Treisman gets a foot on it and clears it out of the box. 8 gets it back to 23, who tries again, and Smagula rises up to catch that one.
And there the man from the right side looking for his strikers behind Smagula, but Smagula able to get in front of the ball before it got past him.
And this punt from Smagula flying upfield off the head of 22. Bouncing along, 11 trying to corral it, and somehow survives the sea of players there, gets the pass away to 8. 8 to the outside to, I believe, 13. Up the line for, I believe, 6. His pass deflected, kicked away by Goldberg, and lost out of bounds. And they'll say last touched by BC High. Sub checking in for Brookline, number 11, Koya Nicoli, replacing Adon Spivak. And also Mark O'Neill replacing Sammy Treestman. The throw-in from Applebaum flies way upfield, and 22 boots it up in the air. 13 kicks it along, up to 8. Now to the outside to 6, towards the middle, 14. Pass intercepted by Nicoli. Taps back to Sierra. Sierra swings it over to Lippman. Lippman walking up with it. Pass to the middle. Finds Nicoli. Tried the extra pass, but didn't see the defender right there. Intercepted by 11. Gives it up to 18. 18 sending it up the middle. Kicked away by Applebaum. Gets it back to Goldberg. Goldberg. Pass back to Lawrence. Lawrence to Sierra. Collision for knocks the ball loose. Goldberg recovers, gets to Lawrence. Lawrence pops it high in the air from far side to near side, and no chance for Mark O'Neill to get that one out of bounds. BC High ball.
Mark O'Neill nearly did good effort from him, but not much of a chance. This game has been even so far between the two sides. BC High's controlled possession and the opportunities a little bit more in the last couple minutes, but Brookline High School very much with it.
Throw in coming from 11 up to 23. Sea of players there, knocked loose by Brookline, and Goldberg passes it, blocked by 13. 13 pass to 20 to the outside. Recovered and knocked loose by Lawrence, and now Lawrence is off to the races. Lawrence trying to fight his way through, but got cut off, and it's taken away again by 13. Sends it up the line, and Lawrence racing back to try and deflect that, but it does get up to 23. 23 running with it, trying to cut back, and it's stolen away. Good move by Goldberg on defense, but now gives it away on the pass. 11 leaves it for 14, who tries a long shot, and it's an easy catch for Alex Magula.
On that pass across, Mark O'Neill slipped a little bit, making it so he was late to the ball and giving the chance for BC High.
Long kick up and deflected away by 20. Near trying to corral it, but cut off by 11. 11 passing it back to 27, who's going to go all the way back to the goalie. Another Brookline player that's checked in is number 26, Brandon Jean, at the striker position. As the BC High goalie boots this one across midfield, goes off the head of Lawrence, and he takes a hit. That's going to draw a foul call. Free kick for Brookline.
Brookline's gotten the majority of the free kicks in this matchup so far. Mark O'Neill sprinting.
Booting this one, and you're right, Near is sprinting. Wait a minute! Wait a minute! Oh my gosh, that bounced wide!
That almost worked. That almost worked out for Brookline.
Wally Lawrence almost hit a 3/4 field shot. That would have broken my brain if that happened. Instead, it broke my brain for a different reason, that it rolled just wide. The goalie just misplayed that and came out very lucky. 27 kind of lost control of that one there. It's taken by Goldberg. Goldberg dribbling with it, looking around, pass it back, looking for Lawrence. Lawrence goes back to Applebaum. Applebaum gives to Dong. Dong boots it upfield off the head of 27. Deflecting around, and 23 is going to push forward with it. And Nicoli chasing him down from behind, taking that ball away. And jukes him out. Looking, jukes around another. Across midfield now. Nicoli running with it, cutting towards the middle. Nicoli still moving, looking for a guy on the outside. He's got Lippman. Lippman in the box, fires a shot, and it's saved on the roller by the BC High goalie as he quickly throws it out up to 14. The Eagles going to try and counter fast. running up, being chased by Goldberg. Heading down the near sideline. They go coast to coast with it as he jukes, moves towards the middle, slides a pass to 23, 23, back, shot from 6, diving save by Alex Smagula.
And the attacker just in the right spot. Nobody around him, but Brookline's vague pressure made it so he couldn't go further into the box. But let's just talk about that play, that almost three-quarter goal. Marco Neer sprinting down the side and faking him out.
Now 11, passing it across to 22. 22. A pass forward misses his target. Dong taps it out to Lawrence. Lawrence kicks it back the other way. And Sam, I hadn't even thought about that when the goalie just misplayed that long shot from Lawrence. I didn't even consider that he might have been overly concerned about Marco Neer crashing in. That might have thrown off his timing and his positioning.
It seemed like his position switched just that little bit, but it ended up foiling the whole play and allowing for the shot nearly to go in.
This ball deflecting around. It's taken back by the Eagles. Pass blocked by Applebaum, out of bounds.
And BC High struggled to defend Brookline's right side when they've had attackers go down that side. Although it is normal to have one side less guarded than the other, it's been virtually unguarded fully on a couple of these plays, and it's nearly proved dangerous.
And a bit of a whiff there from Dong, trying to clear that one out. It's going to deflect all the way around, and Smagula just barely keeps it in bounds to prevent a corner kick.
Also, what's interesting is usually teams will allow the opponent's left side to be a bit open. BC High's right side has been exposed.
Goldberg up to Neer. Headed towards the middle, Nicoli. Nicoli slides one through, finds Littman. Littman, a pass blocked there, taken back by the Eagles. 14, slides it across, now popped forward, and it's left for Lawrence. Lawrence over to Dong. Dong out to Littman. Littman all the way back to Smagula, who gives it back to Dong. Dong, pass intercepted by 6, given to 23. 23 winds and fires, and he sails it high.
23 having a shot there in an open spot. Another long opportunity for BC High. They've had a couple of those in this game from outside or far outside the box. Brookline's played soft defense in that area, allowing for the long shot, but having defenders on each side for if the attacker comes in.
Smagula lining up for the goal kick, sends a low kick to the outside, kicked back by BC High, gets up to number 7. 7 tries to pass forward, knocked away by Applebaum. Up to Brandon Jean. Jean gonna try and lead one for Marco Neer. No whistle for offsides. Neer's got a chance. Neer, the crosser, blocked by 11, out of bounds, and that'll be a corner for Brookline.
Yet again, whether it's been Marco Neer or Jonah Littman, those right wingers for Brookline, or players playing on the right wing in that position, have had a lot of chances for the Warriors.
You're absolutely right, Sam. Santi Sierra heading to the corner to line up for another corner kick. The lefty kicker able to get a good angle curving towards the net the way he kicks.
Neer going for the short corner.
This one coming in high. Oh, deflects away and touched last by BC High.
That's just your classic disguise short corner kick from the Warriors. Marco Neer pulls up forward, faking out the defense just a little bit.
They line up for it again.
Here he comes again.
They go for the high one again. Deflects straight up in the air, out of the box. 22 heads it down for 7, pass back 22, and he sends it up to 23. BC High moving on the counter. 23 boots it off the head of Applebaum. Popped up in the air by Goldberg. A battle for it. This is 14 14 dribbling his way through, and no dice there, just ran out of space. It's kicked away by Littman. Deflected a couple of times, and that's going to go off the hand of Koya Nicoli. He was trying to kick it, and he sliced it off his foot, and instead of going up in the air, it went up into his hand. This will be a free kick for the Eagles.
That's a bit of an awkward exchange for Brookline. Jonah Littman kicking it instead of forward way across the field.
BC High's number 13 lining up to kick this one. Definitely within range for a shot. Sends it in low, and it's headed away. They were trying to set up a pass. No dice. I think it was Goldberg who got his head on that one. Up to Jean. Jean taps it back to Littman. Littman kicks it towards the middle. 22 is going to cut that one off and pop it up in the air. Downed by Lawrence. Lawrence sending it up the line, blocked. And taken back by Sierra, booted out of bounds by 13. Brookline ball.
It's continued to be a pretty even game between the two sides. At points, Brookline has looked quite dangerous, especially, we've talked about it a lot, on that right wing.
Goldberg sending it out to Littman. Littman out to Jean on that same right wing as Jean slides it to the middle to Goldberg. Goldberg looking, kicks it out to Littman. Littman knocked out of bounds, stays Brookline ball.
And Littman closed out on Brookline going up tempo here.
And a throw in towards the corner. Near gets a crosser in, headed away by 22. 11 fighting to keep that ball in bounds, but it is going to bounce out, and it will be Brookline ball.
Center back cutting it at a critical moment for BC High to prevent the cross.
Brandon Jean setting up to throw this one in. Floats in, goes off ahead, and booted straight up in the air by 22, still in the box. Bounces out the back end, and that's going to be another corner kick for the Warriors.
Warriors applying consistent pressure through up-tempo and through these corner kicks against BC High.
Couple more subs coming in on both sides here. And we'll see how Brookline handles another upcoming corner kick.
Brookline with a couple more guys at the back this time, at the edge of the box.
Kick flies in, deflects back and out of the box. 23 kicks it away to 7. 7 trying to move it upfield, and Littman's going to get there first. Littman being grabbed by 27, and I think that's going to elicit, it was a foul call. Brookline thought they were getting a throw-in, but it was, in fact, a foul call as 27 grabbed Littman by his jersey there.
Brookline's looked awfully solid in this one. They lost 3-1 their last game to Natick. They've been a formidable force so far.
This one deflecting around, taken by 7, sends it up the far side. Lawrence gets there, passes back to Smagula. Smagula gives to Applebaum, outside to Lawrence. Lawrence back to Applebaum. Now up the middle, Sierra poked away, but back to Applebaum, who now boots it across the field. A race to the ball, off the head of 22, off the head of 13, booted away by 27. And bit of a whiff there, but Dong does get it. Tries to give to Littman, but it's a bit too hard. Littman barely keeps it away from 23. Pass up to Treisman, knocked out of bounds. BC High ball, quick throw into 8, gives to 11. 11 lost control. Treisman manages to keep it in bounds, and Littman kicks it away. Julian Weil has the feet come out from under him as 27 gets a pass up to 8. Now over to 23. 23 over to 7. 7's pass to 23, taps it back to 11. 11 jukes and passes back to 27. 27 back to 22. 22 opts to go backwards so they can reset. Goalie with the ball now gives to 27. out to 11 in our blind spot on the near side. Now back to 22. 22, out to 13, up to 25. They go further up the far side, booted away by Applebaum, out of bounds.
Well, BC High with a bit of less tempo this game. Then Brookline has some more substitutions coming.
Looks like Friedman and Spivak back into the game for the Warriors. Throw in here. A pass knocked away by Dong. Deflects off a few heads. Still deflecting around, and Lawrence boots that one going straight up in the air. Downed by 14. Pass to the outside. This is 20. 20, a pass to 14. 14. Bringing it into the corner. Tries a pass. No room there. Knocked out of bounds. And it's going to be Brookline ball.
As BC High's had more of the ball, the tempo of the game has really slowed down in the last couple minutes.
Littman, the throw-in off the head of 11, off the head of 14, sliced up in the air by Treistman. Off the foot of Friedman, taken by 11. 11 slides it across, cutting in for it is Lawrence. Dribble went a bit too far, 22 takes it, but it's stolen back by Treistman. Treistman tripped up from behind by 22. Free kick for Brookline.
The fouls continue against BC High. They've had a sizable number, Brookline's had a sizable number of free kicks in this one compared to, is it 1 or 2 free kicks BC High's had? Haven't been many.
Yeah, that's right. There haven't been many.
Not exactly sure on the number, but has not been high.
Applebaum takes the free kick, sends it right side to Littman. Littman dribbling, kicks it high and across the field, finds Torres. Torres passes it back to Lawrence. Lawrence jukes and passes up the line to Torres. Torres towards the middle, deflected away, stolen by 23. 23 upfield, fires a long shot, and that's going to be both high and wide out of bounds. Goal kick.
He just saw a bit of daylight there and tried his luck. Not much doing as he came hard off his foot and far wide right. Still, Brookline's right wingers continuing not to be marked by BC High's defenders.
The goal kick from Smagula. Off ahead. Downed by Sierra, but bounces too far. 14 takes it, pass back to 11. 11 dribbling, pass. 23 tries a tap, but it's deflected by Sierra. Goes up to 19. Pass back for 23, and a sea of players there. And Sierra taken down by 19 there, draws the foul call. And Brookline wasting no time on the free kick. They're trying to keep that up-tempo game going as Friedman, they say he caught ball before legs, so no foul call. 14 moving around, and whoa, that's going to get a foul call as Friedman got a little too handsy on that one, and 14 went flying down.
The referee calling him over.
Yeah, he's got to be
verbal
careful.
warning, looks like.
Looks like a verbal warning. You got to be careful when a guy goes down that hard. Ref's always going to be wondering, is this worthy of a yellow? 23 with the ball. Kicks it up over the head of 19. Oh, but now he taps the header and it's wide.
Just a tough angle for the attacker of BC High. Put a good header on it, but too far to the right of the goal to have a good shot at it.
Yeah, but boy, he, in a way, maybe accidentally faked out Smagula on that one. It went over his head. Smagula came in, and then he chased after the header and had it past him. If he had had a better angle, that would have been a goal. BC High goalie giving it to 11. To the outside, 27. 27 sends it up the line, and nobody's there. That's going to just roll, and Smagula lets it go out the back for a goal kick.
Looked like he was trying to find one of his midfielders to cut to the outside. Brookline's employed that strategy here in this game, but miscommunication on the front of BC High.
Couple more subs checking in for Brookline. We actually have our first notes in the live chat today from Brookline High boys soccer alum Jack Fitzgerald saying, "Let's go boys, get this win, and I love how Travis has been such an anchor this year, my king," referring of course to senior co-captain and defensive stalwart Travis Applebaum, number 19. Applebaum, of course, a member of the back line along with Fitzgerald just last season. So Fitzgerald, a guy with first-hand experience on just how strong and how much even further potential Applebaum had as a defensive centerpiece. BC High moving the ball up the field. 14 sends it down, boxed out by Jeffrey Dong, as that's going to be Brookline ball. And Dong, a surprise defensive anchor for Brookline this season, having played striker his first 2 seasons, struggled with injuries, and then this year saw that defense was going to be a position of need for the team following the graduation of players like Fitzgerald and Ben Speicher and others, and decided to train as a center back for this season. And he's been a pretty strong contributor alongside some defensive veterans like Applebaum and Lippman. That one out of bounds. It'll be Brookline ball again. Lippman throws it in to Spivak. Tapped to the outside to Lippman. Pass up, tapped along by Nicoli, but it's going to be booted away by 27. Chasing back for it, and we got a foul call against BC High. Too physical over the back of Applebaum, and it'll be a free kick for Brookline.
Now Lawrence with a quick fake kick.
And now the real kick goes out the far side to Friedman. Friedman tried to get a pass off, but not a lot of room, and it's going to be taken by the Eagles. Passing around, intercepted by Goldberg. Tries to send it back, but nobody's there. And it's going to be a collision between Lawrence and 19 for the ball. Who touched that one last? And they're going to say the Eagles touched it last. Lawrence, throw in. Over everyone's head. It's taken by 13. Pass back to 22. 22, just kind of standing there with it. Gives to 13 and back to 22. Now over to 27. Cross to 11. 11 trying to evade the pressure from Aki Moriguchi. Looks like Moriguchi took a shot in the nose, but BC High still moving. 14 trying to fit a through pass. Cut off by Dong. Big stop there, as that could have really turned into something if that had gotten past him. Now this one booted upfield by Lawrence. Bouncing along, goes off the head of 27, and now we've got a whistle to stop the play dead, as number 3, Aki Moriguchi, is going to have to come out with, I think, a bloody nose.
Just hate to see it. Hopefully he is all right, but luckily it's just a bloody nose and nothing more.
Folks, remember we're using a slightly different mic setup today, so let us know how the audio quality sounds, especially from yours truly. I'm using a different mic. Sam using the same type of mic we've been using, but yeah, he gets the better one. Pass back to the goalie. Slides it out to 11. 11. That pass cut off. Good job by Nicoli, and Treestman goes airborne off the trip from 20, and
he just got cleaned out.
Boy, he went face down on that one, and he's getting back up. He's a trooper.
Yet another free kick.
They're calling a drop ball for BC High.
That's incredible. What?
Are they saying that they got ball before they took Treesman's legs out from under him? That's the only explanation I can possibly think of.
That is...
And now a foul call on BC High as they were grabbing the jersey of Dong while he was boxing out.
We'll have to check the replay of that one where Treesman looked like a foul to me. And the ref saw it.
Yeah, all that matters is how the ref saw it. He's the one with the authority here.
Ref saw it close. You never know.
Littman's kick deflects off 27, 13, boots it up in the air, off the head of Lawrence, and off his head again. Deflecting back and forth, and we got another whistle. Very chippy game as we're going to have another free kick for Brookline.
It's been extremely chippy, and a lot of that chippiness has come at the hands of BC High committing fouls against Brookline.
BC High has been playing some aggressive ball, and Brookline's been doing a good job faking them out into some fouls at different points. Lawrence lifts one across the field to Treisman. Treisman, that one deflects through. Spivak managed to get a shot off, a deflected shot at that, but one last shot on net before halftime. Stopped by the BC High netminder, and that is going to do it for the half. No score between the Brookline High Warriors and the BC High Eagles here at Skyline Park. We got some positive feedback in the live chat from Jack Fitzgerald saying the audio sounds great and the camera looks good too. Great angle. Thank you so much, Jack. Appreciate you, and hope all has been well for you in the college scene this year. As we head into this halftime break, I'd like to take a moment to direct your attention to some helpful links in the description section of this video. First, there's a link to the official Venmo account of the Friends of BHS Soccer Booster Club, which supports all 6 Brookline High soccer teams, boys and girls, varsity, JV, and freshmen. So if you'd like to support them, check out that link in the description. You can also see a link and phone number for our local charity spotlight for today, the Brookline Community Foundation. For over 100 years, the Brookline Community Foundation has been a trusted partner, supporting Brookline by investing in organizations and initiatives that help create opportunity and promote equity for everyone who lives, learns, works, and plays in our community. Among the Foundation's many grant programs is the BCF Scholarship Fund for Brookline High School, which provides graduating BHS students with scholarships to help fund post-secondary education. Your help is crucial to supporting Brookline youth as they embark on the next steps in their educational journeys. Visit brooklinecommunity.org or call 617-566-4442 to learn more about the BCF Scholarship Fund for Brookline High School and how you can make a difference right here in Brookline. Once again, that's brooklinecommunity.org or call 617-566-4442. Again, all that information in the description section down below. No score here at the half between Brookline and BC High. From Skyline Park alongside Sam Lowenstein, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. We're going to take a break and mute our mics and run a YouTube ad break, but we will be back with the second half of this ball game. Stay tuned. Hello again, everybody. Back on the mic, I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan alongside Sam Lowenstein here at Skyline Park in Brookline, Massachusetts. Here to bring you the second half of today's high school varsity boys soccer contest between the Brookline High Warriors and the Boston College High School Eagles. No score here through the first half. And Sam, what do you think either of these teams might need if they want to try and find the back of the net this half?
Well, both of these teams, they're going to have to get into the final third with clear chances, and they'll have to take advantage of the clear chances that they get because both sides have had a couple near chances in the box, a couple long shots, but nothing that's really had a chance to materialize.
All right, the two teams switch directions, and this time it'll be Brookline with the opening possession here in the second half. Ryan Goldberg at midfield, ready to get us started. He slides it back to Adon Spivak, who kicks it away as we get started here in the second frame. 13 kicks it away, and it goes right to Wally Lawrence. Lawrence fakes a kick, now lifts one, and it's going to be downed by 11, booted up in the air by 27. Goes off the head of 23, right to Spivak. Spivak slides it out far side to Lippman, back to Spivak, and that pass misses Treistman out of bounds.
Brookline contained by BC High's defense in the shell.
This one lifted high. 13 gets a foot on it. Headed away by Lawrence. 20 kicks it back. And that's going to bounce out of bounds, Brookline ball.
Just nobody home for BC High. Up on the right wing, Lawrence with an easy decision to make.
Throws that one in, and it goes off the head of 22. So it'll stay with Brookline here. Long throw coming in from Lawrence, and we got a push call as Jad Torres got knocked over by 22, waiting for the ball to come.
And BC High continues to play physical here in the second half. In the first half, they had the bulk of the fouls, a lot more than those that were called against Brookline, and that continues here. Good opportunity for Brookline. All their attackers lined up on the right side. They'll look to get an in-swinging ball.
Ryan Goldberg lined up, looks like he'll send this kick in. It'll either be a shot from a tough angle or a crosser coming in. Goes for the crosser, header chance, deflects, and picked up by the BC High goalie as Brookline couldn't get a hard enough hit on that ball.
Good job by the goalie to corral it. Wally Lawrence was right there if it came off his hands.
That one's going to bounce out of bounds, BC High ball.
BC High continues to choose to play with less of a tempo than Brookline does, so they can set up their offense, different strategies employed by the two sides.
11, throw in deflected, downed. Goldberg kicks it upfield, cut off by 27, but a steal. Treistman, pass, Torres, broken up by 22, kicked away, back to Treistman. Treistman looking, slides it back. Spivak over to Sierra. To the outside, Friedman. Friedman trying to cut towards the corner, looking for the edge. Crosser flies in, headed away by 27. Kept inbounds by Friedman just barely. And now knocked out of bounds by the BC High defense. And that's going to be a corner kick for the Warriors.
The Warriors have had more corner kicks than BC High have in this game so far.
Ryan Goldberg lining up to take this one. The righty kicker so he can bend his kick in. Sierra, the lefty kicker, has been taking him from the opposite corner. This one flies in. Header is wide. Oh my goodness. A near chance there for Jad Torres.
And that one came in real close. Torres almost able to get on the end of it. Optical illusion made it look like it went in the net for a split second.
Yeah, I was like wondering. I was like, should I be shouting louder? Is that in? Is it not? And it was not. Throw in for BC High upfield, booted away by Travis Applebaum. out to the far side, deflected back and forth. And we got a player going down. That's going to be another foul call on BC High. And a verbal warning from the officials. You might have been frustrated, a little too frustrated with the call.
This has been a solidly chippy game. Officials given a decent amount of verbal warning. Still no yellow cards in this matchup.
Littman a long kick off the bounce, snagged by the goalie.
Littman trying to just kick it deep and hope that something materializes for Brookline with Jad Torres up front.
This one off the head of Lawrence, across the field, headed away by Littman. That's going to go out of bounds. 11, a quick throw in. And they blow a whistle there. Was that false start, 5-yard penalty, repeat first down. Wait, wrong football.
Wrong sport.
Yep. Throw in again for BC High as they were a little too fast on that one.
Maybe it's illegal formation.
Illegal shift.
Illegal shift, that's right. Any pre-snap penalty.
Ineligible man downfield.
That was what I was thinking.
Throw in. Bouncing along, and Dong boots it out of bounds. Good control to send it out the sideline instead of the back line to make it a throw-in instead of a corner.
It's like the soccer equivalent when the left guard just goes 10 yards up the field just because, and it causes the whole play to be restarted.
Deep in the Brookline end, the throw-in comes into the box, and Smagula mosses his own teammate there as he goes over the top of Sammy Treestman to grab that one.
Moss is a great way to describe it. He caught it right on his head.
That's not the first time I've seen him do that to somebody. And they called a throw-in violation regardless, as Brookline is now going to get a chance to throw it in. This throw-in going up the line, deflected out by BC High, and it'll stay Brookline ball.
That's a really effective throw-in. Throwing it far up the field before taking it off the deflection of BC High. That's an underrated play.
Yeah, gets it out of your own backyard.
A good throw-in does a lot.
Yeah, gets it out of your own end, changes the situation. Throw in to Treestman. Treestman trying to fight through. Treestman kind of got through, still being defended tight. Gets a pass up for Torres. Torres chasing after that ball. Did he get the favorable deflection out of bounds? I think he did.
It looks like it came off of the defender of BC High.
Wow, excellent hustle and technique from Jad Torres to get in front of the defender and deflect the ball back off of his foot as Brookline draws a corner. Santi Sierra setting up to send in the lefty kick for this one. Brookline's had a number of corners, but have not succeeded on any of them yet.
Brookline with only Goldberg on the edge of the box, everybody else in besides their two strikers.
Kick comes in high. Header from Spivak is over the bar.
Right on Spivak. Getting in a good position, curling header in. He backs up a little bit off of the BC High defense. Just over the bar. There's been so many of those in this game for both sides. Balls that come awfully close.
Oh, we got a chance for BC as Lawrence slipped, but he recovers and gets a nice clean slide tackle there. Friedman sending it upfield.
That may have been a handball.
Might have been, but it'll be Brookline ball regardless as 22 booted that one out. It's tough. You know, you got to consider where the official is on the field at the time of any given violation and whether or not it's within their sight line to even see something like that. Littman up the far side looking for Treestman, knocked loose by 11. Spivak fighting to get it back. Spivak sends it upfield, cut off by 27. Torres keeping pursuit, but the pass does get up to 11. Further up to 23, to the middle to 6, stolen away by Goldberg. Goldberg sends it forward, blocked by 13. Lawrence lifts one high, too far for Treestman, and it's going to be taken off the hop by the BC High goalie.
Now Goldberg looking for Jacob Friedman, who's playing a little bit more compact than he was in the first half, intercepted by the defender of BC High.
This one taken by Applebaum. Pass up gets to Sierra. Sierra gets tripped, and they call the foul. Free kick for Brookline near midfield.
And yet another foul.
It's like we're a broken record on this one. We keep talking. It's a chippy game. It's a chippy game. We keep saying it because they keep doing it.
Exactly. Reminds me of the great amount of throw-ins in the last game that we did together.
That's true.
Every game has its own uniqueness to it.
That's true.
Even games that seem very ordinary, whether it's throw-ins, fouls, you never know. We had one game where there was a lot of yellow cards. Remember that?
Yeah. Lawrence lifts this one in, bounces along, and 11 sends it high in the air, off ahead, off another, into open space. Lawrence fights through one, somehow keeps control, still somehow keeping control, but dancing through too many raindrops, and it's finally taken by the defense. And they got either an out of bounds or a foul call there. Either way, BC High ball.
As the chippiness continues, BC High forced into the side. Brookline's done a good job of that. They forced BC High to attack from the angles. Not a lot of straight-on shots for BC High.
It will be a free kick after a foul call on Lawrence. 11 sends it across, looking for 22. 22 dribbling it up, sending it up the field to 8. 8's pass blocked by Lawrence. 8 trying to take it back. They're still fighting for it. The kick, somewhere it went out of bounds.
Fan.
And it's going to be BC High ball.
Looked like for a second it was still in bounds, deflected off a fan and came back in, but regardless, throwing for BC High.
19 trying to do some trickery, can't get it past Applebaum. Friedman clears it out. And Torres takes a kick in the stomach there, and that'll be a foul call.
And Torres was at a start of a quick run ahead of the defense of BC High. Another foul
that time
on that same player. First card of the game.
Yeah, Brookline was trying to rush that play. They've been trying to play up-tempo all game, but you got to wait for the guy who was carded to come out and for the substitution to come in before you can start moving. Lawrence slides it over to Dong. Dong up the middle to Spivak. Pass back, Applebaum. Applebaum looking. Pass up, Sierra. Sierra turns back around. Looking. Now sends a pass to the outside, Treestman. Treestman battling with 11. Breaks free, has the edge. Crosshair flies in. No angle there. Goes out the back. Goal kick.
Really tough angle there for Sammy Treestman. And good defense from BC High as Treestman looked to target either Jacob Friedman or Jad Torres. Kind of kicked it into no man's land, hoping somebody got on the end of it, but the angle proving too tough.
Goalie sends the kick, and it goes off of 8's head, out of bounds, Brookline ball.
Came off the back of his head and his neck and his back.
And deflected by 8 up to 23. 23 trying to send it forward. 14 was waiting for a straight-on pass, so a bit of miscommunication there. Gives the ball back to Brookline as Smagula slides it over to Applebaum. Applebaum across to Dong. Dong winds and kicks this one. Off ahead. Downed by Goldberg, stolen back by 11. Up the line to 19, give and go there. 19 on the move down the far side. Defender slips and falls, gets the pass back to 23. 23 passes it back. 11 trying to send it forward to 6. 6 weaving through. 6 with a chance, shoots, and it's saved by Smagula.
Not strong defense from Jeffrey Dong for Brookline. Marking on his man to prevent an open shot and alter its trajectory a little bit and the power.
Limiting where he could go with that shot, making it a relatively easy save for Smagula. Ball's taken back by 19, over to 6, pass up, does get through. The Eagles moving with it again. Kick to the middle, knocked away by Applebaum. Pushed forward again by 6. They're trying to knock it through the middle, and they're going to let that one roll back into the waiting arms of Alex Smagula.
Game has been even throughout. Both teams with a couple chances. The second half is mirrored the first half.
Now 11 takes this ball back, dribbling it up, tries a long shot himself, picked up off a couple bounces by Smagula as BC High really starting to put on the pressure here in the second half.
Well, it seemed like on the last couple exchanges, BC High, as you just said, you've really upped the ante. In this one, they have played better here in the second than in the first.
And 13 loses control of that one, out of bounds, Brookline ball.
Just came awkwardly off his foot. Brookline moving with a slower tempo than they were in the first half.
24, Lawrence throws back to Applebaum, across to Dong. Dong's pass up the far side, complete to Lippman. Lippman's pass back blocked, but it ricochets back to Dong. Out to Spivak. And lost out of bounds, stays Brookline ball. Quick throw in. Goldberg, it's knocked away by 27, up to 14. 14 battling with Applebaum. Applebaum manages to take it, but his pass misses. Taken away by 27. Blocked by Goldberg there and recovered. Racing up the sideline is Torres. Torres was blocked but recovers the ball. Still juking around, looking for an opening. Cutting through, trying to fight through. Deflected out. And that's going to be another corner chance for Brookline.
Brookline, again, they use different players for left corner kicks and right corner kicks. You pointed that out. Santi Sierra on to take this one at the left corner kick.
Yeah, well, it's coming from the right side from the attacker's perspective, but because of that, his lefty kick curves in.
Brookline playing Friedman as a short corner man.
This one deflects out. Goldberg trying to recover it, trying to send a shot back in. It's blocked away by 11. Cleared out. Recovered, pass across Lawrence. Lawrence lost it in a sea of white jerseys. 23 tries a pass, and Lawrence boots it right back the other way. Racing to the ball now. Torres kept it in somehow, and it's knocked out by 27. And I think that's going to be another corner chance for Brookline. How about Jad Torres generating corner kicks for Brookline here in the second half?
Who's been so speedy up at the front for the Warriors. And BC High's defense, they've played back a lot. They played more aggressively in the early game, more conservative here in the second half, and as the first half went on, which allows for Brookline to have a lot of corner kicks. But what it doesn't allow them to do is have good shots.
We'll see if Brookline can generate a good look at the net off of this corner kick. Like we said, they've had a few, but nothing has generated a score yet.
They've had a couple close opportunities too.
Sierra's kick flies in, and 11 knocks it back out. Nicoli trying to get it upfield. Ricochets, cleared out. Up the far side. A pass to the middle. Does get to 8. 8's pass up to 14. 14 trying to send it through for 23, but Smagula comes out and slides in to cover that one up.
Striker made a good run there, Jesse, timing it up well and splitting the defense, but Smagula coming out in time to corral the ball before the striker could get to it.
And now a steal from BC High and a long shot taken easily off the hop by Alex Smagula.
And Smagula's had a lot of these relatively easy saves in this game, Jesse. Long shots and just weaker shots with Brookline applying defensive pressure.
The one diving save he had back in the first half, really the biggest goalie highlight we've seen so far. 14 slides a pass through, 23 with a chance. Oh, what a slide tackle back by Jeffrey Dong to potentially save a goal.
Dong came out of nowhere the second straight play where the same striker came through the defense uncontested, looked like he was going to have an open shot on goal, and just like that, Jeffrey Dong sliding in for Brookline.
And now a corner kick chance for BC High. This one flies.
Whistle blown.
I think they called offsides. Just as the kick was made, they blew the whistle. Must have been an offsides call on BC High. That's the only thing I can imagine.
That's what it looks to be.
I mean, it didn't necessarily look like the kick was going to result in a score for BC High, but still, it's tough to just lose the opportunity altogether. Smagula boots it away as Jeffrey Dong picked up what might have been the biggest defensive highlight of the game so far, competing only with that diving save from Smagula. This one bouncing into open space, and it's corralled by Smagula.
BC has controlled the second half for the most part. They've had the better of the chances.
Off the head of 27, downed by Near. Now 27 boots it away, and a big chance for the Eagles again. Running up with it, 14, a shot off the post! He missed it off the right side post! Oh my goodness, we are still tied at 0. Brookline got the luckiest of bounces on that one, as now they're desperately trying to clear it out. Applebaum gets it out, deflected back by 22. 23 gets a pass over to 13, back over to 23. Ball is stolen, pressure from Spivak and Sierra. Sierra dribbling up with it, sends a long pass up to Marco Near. Now back to Spivak. Spivak trying to push the ball up, still with it, passes forward. Koya Nicoli offsides.
Unfortunate for Brookline, Koya Nicoli just ahead of the last defender. Would have been a goal, most likely, if not for the offsides. But for BC High, their striker beating the defense. And the problem for Brookline has been these last couple minutes, their defense has been late to get back. Or the midfielders have been late to get back to help the defense. And as a result, if BC High has a couple guys come forward, they can get a clear shot on net or clear chance.
This ball ricocheting around. Torres with it. Can't get around 27, who's been such a big defensive presence for BC High, stopping a lot of advances before they can start. Throw in up that far side, and did they get the favorable deflection again? I think
Yet
they
another
did.
one.
Marco Near this time able to get it off the body of the defender and force the corner kick.
Brookline's done a good job to inch their way and get these corner kick chances, but BC High has had the bulk of the good chances. Problem for Brookline has been when their midfield comes up to aid an attack, they're too slow getting back on defense.
Sierra signaling for the corner kick. Flies in kind of shallow, and it's headed out by 14. Chased down by Goldberg. Goldberg trying to cut around one and draws a grab. 14 a little too handsy off the juke by Goldberg, and it's going to be a free kick for Brookline from a pretty decent spot for a shot, I would say.
And they've had a couple of these types of opportunities Brookline has, but this one, as you just said, ball gets moved a little more to the right. This is not just a chance that you can cross it in, but also an opportunity to shoot it on net, which Brookline has not had yet. At least a clear shot on net.
Yeah, a lot of Brookline's closest chances have just missed the net, haven't forced the goalie to make any kind of huge saves yet. They move the defensive wall back. Goldberg setting up for this kick. Sends it in wide of the net. A little too much bend on that one, and it'll be a goal kick.
And they're taking the shot. Goldberg looking to get the ball to the bottom left quadrant, but the goalkeeper having to do not all that much as it goes out of play, or really nothing when you think about it.
Yeah. It's kind of been the story of Brookline's offense so far. Some good-looking chances, but ultimately the goalie hasn't really had to do much as all those close chances have missed. This throw-in is going to bounce out the back end. No chance for Treisman to get to that one, and it's going to be a goal kick.
Definitely, Jesse. Good-looking shots are different than good shots necessarily.
This one flies up, and it deflects back. 11. Dribbling, pass up. 23 with the ball. Lifting it upfield, looking for 8. Goldberg, the one defender to beat. He taps it back to Smagula, who picks it up.
And their BC High targeting the striker at the top, but only 2 guys up front, so it wasn't an overwhelming attack. When Brookline's gotten in trouble, it's when you've seen 3 or more attackers up at the front, overwhelming the Warriors' defenses.
Another takeaway and another chance for the Eagles. 23 running with it. Now moving back. Still keeping the ball. Pass back. 11 sends it back forward, and they move further up the line. We got a whistle. And it looks like a foul against Brookline as things continue to get physical. Going back to that last play where it was Goldberg boxing out the crashing in striker, and Goldberg, one of Brookline's middies, so they must have heard what you said, Sam, about needing the middies to get back better on defense.
100%. And when Brookline's had their midfielders come back, they've been able to neutralize or at least tame the attacks of BC High.
14 lining up for this free kick. Kick flies in high. Easy jump catch for Alex Smagula.
Easy save for Smagula there. Not much of a difficult chance, just your average in-swinging ball
Lawrence.
for BC High.
Lawrence boots this one, goes the wrong way off the head. Torres giving chase, goalie coming back, or coming out rather, to get it. This pass up, complete. They go back to 6, forward to 19. 19 tries to send it through, blocked by Dong. Goldberg up to Nicoli, tries to touch for Treisman. 13 swoops in to take it, gets it up to 6. Back foot pass to 13. 13's shot blocked by Applebaum. Treisman touches that one forward. And now Treisman gets a foot on it, sends it forward for Torres. Torres trying to take up with it. Torres trying to break through and loses the ball. No foul call as play continues. A slide tackle from Treisman knocks it out of bounds.
And it looked like the defender for BC High got ball on that contact exchange with Jad Torres.
Yeah, I can understand trying to look for a foul call when you lose your footing on an advance. Just see what you can get, but I think the official made the right call on that play. as Lawrence boots another one high up in the air, looking for Torres again. Off the head of 22, going back. 13 missed it, taken by Treisman. Treisman, a pass back to the middle, knocked away, recovered by Sierra. Sierra turning around, looking, pass to the outside. Treisman slides it slowly back to Lawrence in our blind spot. Now over to Sierra. Sierra across the middle. A pass to the outside. And could not be kept by Near, and he's called for the trip, trying to chase after that ball again. And they got to get in the proper spot for the free kick here.
BC High going up tempo here in the second half, similar to how Brookline did in the first half, but that time we call a false start. Just a little too, at least between me and you.
Yeah.
Just a little too fast.
Illegal shift.
5-yard penalty.
Neutral zone infraction.
Repeat first down.
11 kicks it. Goes off the head of Dong. Off the head of Littman. Near boots it up in the air. Downed by 27. Rolls back to Treisman. Treisman's pass a little behind his target. It is taken by Nicoli. Nicoli kicks it upfield. Finds his target, that's Near. And almost ran out of room, but Goldberg recovers the ball. Goldberg cutting and floating one over to an open Treisman. He struggles to collect it. Treisman dribbling and bowled over by 7. No call as 7 takes it, slides it up the line, and knocked out of bounds. BC High ball. And substitutions coming in as the Eagles were looking to run on that play, but they have to wait.
Eagles not waiting around. Referee doing something.
Yeah. And I mean, it's only happened because they had a substitution as well to bring in. You can't send in a sub unless either you're the one with the throw-in and you're sending in the subs, or both teams have subs. This one booted away by Applebaum. 13 taps it over the head to 8. 8 cut off, kicked away, but deflects forward. 14 with the ball. Now kicked away, I think it was Littman. Up to Friedman. Friedman couldn't get it around. And Eagles still controlling it. They're passing around the triangle, but they missed that last one. Lawrence tries to kick it away, blocked by 8. 8 slides past through. 14 trying to tap one forward, too far, and an easy cover-up for Smagula.
Brookline, ever since they've brought their midfielders back, their defense is recalibrated in its shape, and Smagula hasn't faced a lot of hard shots.
Deflecting back and forth, 23 with the ball, breaking free. 23 tries to push one across, nothing there. Lawrence clears it out, but it goes right to 11. 11, hard collision there, and they're going to call the foul on Goldberg, or no, they called the foul on 11 on that one.
Wow. Looked like Goldberg slid in there, but we're looking at the play
neither
from pretty far
neither
away.
guy was sliding. They collided with each other like hockey players. But
and then
I mean,
Goldberg came under at the end.
Yeah, you'd think. Well, the guy ended up on top of Goldberg is what happened. But you'd think the ball carrier would have had the edge on that call, but not in that case. Pass goes back to Lawrence, slid over to Applebaum, now to Dong, and back to Applebaum, back to Dong. They're playing a bit of a dangerous game of catch there, but Dong gets it away. Treisman heads it back, but it's taken easily by 8. 8 up to 6, but a little too far off the deflection. It's taken by Sierra. To the outside, Aki Moriguchi is back, and he's okay after leaving in the first half with a bloody nose. Sends one forward. Friedman, almost a chance, but 22 able to box him out and prevent the rush. The BC goalie punts this one. Deflected forward by 14, but nobody that far forward for the Eagles. Easy take for Applebaum. Applebaum sends it up off the head of Moriguchi, but again, nobody further forward. And it's going to be taken by the goalie. This one upfield deflects, battling for it, and it's going to be Dong boxing out so that Smagula can send it out to the side. That's going to be a BC High throw-in deep in Brookline territory. They throw it in. 6. Ran out of room in the corner. He's battling with Lawrence for the ball now. Can't really see through the fans, but thankfully you guys at home can see. As that's going to be out of bounds. Going to stay with BC High.
And that's the important thing that the fans can see, but definitely for us, it's a huge blind spot with all the fans blocking on both sides for the near side.
Do they call a... Oh, it's a timeout that's been called. That's why everybody's coming off the field. This is a timeout. So we got a short break here. There's no clock. There's no clock here at Skyline.
It means there must not be a lot left in the game if they're calling the timeout.
And so we've got an indeterminate amount of time left in this game. But it's still scoreless at 0-0. Brookline trying to, at minimum, force another scoreless tie with a top 5 ranked opponent, which goes a long way to prove their fortitude as a squad, their ability to compete with some of the best. But obviously, ideally, they would prefer to put one in the back of the net themselves and come out of here with a win.
But you got to think, Jesse, this game and performance for Brookline's must help their rankings quite a bit that they're going toe-to-toe with a team like BC High.
Oh, yeah. I mean, when you're facing high-ranked opponents, it almost doesn't matter what the result is because because no matter what, you're upping the strength of your schedule. So Brookline, having upped their strength of schedule right from the point that this game was on their schedule, but it's also a matter of margin, so you want to keep things as close as possible. Ideally, get out with a win. Second most, ideally, a tie. And third most, ideally, a close loss if you can. But for now, we are still tied. But BC High setting up for a free kick off a foul call.
Yep, looks like.
Or is it a corner? What is going on here?
It looks like a free kick.
It is still a free kick. But just outside the corner. This one flies in, knocked away by Lawrence. 22 boots this one back up in the air. Off the head of Lawrence. Almost an open chance. And Brookline was calling for a handball. They did not get it. 7 passes to the outside to 14. 14. Trying to dribble around. Lost control of the ball. And they're going to say last touch by the Brookline defense. Corner kick for BC High.
Brookline's had all the corners throughout this game. Now BC High getting their chances. The Eagles have had most of their opportunities in this game through the middle as opposed to on the sides, but here's a corner kick coming.
14 sends it in. Deflected out. That one's going to go out of bounds. Brookline ball.
And one of the BC High midfielders playing a bit back on the edge of the box had a chance there, but it came awkwardly off of his head and backwards to the side.
This one taken, 22, gives to 13, back to 20. 20, upfield to 23. 23, looking for his options, slices that one into open space. It's going to be an easy snag for Lawrence. Lawrence moving the ball up the field, around midfield with it. Trying to juke around 13, cannot, and he's going to box out and let that one roll out of bounds. And that'll be BC High ball. Brookline takes it back off the throw-in, but BC High takes it back. 13 pushes it upfield, but nobody there. As Applebaum's going to take it, kick it away. Knocked down by 23, but Friedman takes it past to Lawrence. Over to Goldberg. And Sierra with some space to work, dribbles up, passes out to Treistman. Treestman. Back to Lippman. Back up to Treestman. Couldn't keep it in.
Just barely too far out. Soft defense again from BC High, but it proved successful, forcing Brookline to the sideline.
This one in a bit of traffic there, but BC High gets it through. 23 now with the ball. Fitting a pass through. A shot flies too high off the foot of 14.
There, Brookline with 2 defenders back. That's why the BC High striker had to take that shot, because he saw the defenders beyond him, whereas if Brookline didn't get their midfielders back, he could have gone in more because the defenders would have had to gone further up, and it would have been a better chance for the Eagles.
Lawrence with the goal kick, still scoreless here with an indeterminate amount of time left in the second half. 22 boots that one out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Brookline. Throw in up the line looking for Torres. Torres pops it up in the air over the head of Friedman, and it's a chase for the ball now. 8's going to get there first. Taps it out to 13. 13 back to 8. 8 pass up to 6. 6 lost it. Taken away by Nicoli. Nicoli swings it to the outside to Torres. Torres dribbling, trying to juke. Fires a shot, and it's blocked by 11 as he was trying to send in the crosser there. And they run out of room on that far side. Might have had a foul called. And we'll see if this is a throw-in or a free kick for Brookline. I think it might be a free kick.
And yet another free kick. For all the viewers watching who may be new, this game has been extremely chippy. Brookline's had the majority of the free kicks. Brookline's had a lot of shots that come close to being on goal, but they haven't necessarily been on goal, so goalkeeper for BC High hasn't actually had to do all that much. Brookline's look sort of dangerous, though.
Kick flies in, off the head of Lippman, going the wrong way.
Jonah Lippman in the right position with a far curling ball coming in, just came awkwardly off his head. Not much more he could do about that one.
This one flies in off the head of Lawrence, out of bounds.
Wiley Lawrence coming in like a hawk right in front of the midfielder. Or the right wing, excuse me.
Throw in, deflects. 6 pushes it up to 14. 14 turning around. Pass forward to 23. 23 sends it up, blocked by Lawrence. Recovered by 6. Pass 23. 23 winds and fires. And a jump catch by Alex Smagula.
He's got that patented jump catch. We saw Smagula catch one over the head of Sammy Treisman. He catches this one here. From his volleyball skills, an extension of that.
This one bouncing along, taken by 22. Headed down by Lawrence. Sierra takes control. Sierra across midfield. Sierra passes. Nicoli. Nicoli lost control. Slows things down, but does get a pass away. Goldberg fakes the kick, passes to the outside. Treisman with it. Treisman's pass deflected and stays in bounds. An easy catch for the goalie. Goalie boots this one across midfield. Headed down by Dong. Kicked forward by 6. Goldberg gets a foot on it. Tapped forward by 7. Going back for it is Applebaum. He's going to boot it out of bounds. Eagles ball.
Applebaum having to kick it off his back foot, but still getting good power into it to clear it out for BHS Brookline.
Battle for the ball around midfield. It's kept by the Eagles, but that pass missed. Out of bounds. Quick throw in from Brookline. They're trying to race it up. Torres taking it down the far sideline. Torres trying to turn the corner. Torres pass back. Friedman's shot blocked. What a huge block there for the Eagles. I believe it was number 8 who got that block.
and he's down.
No, that's a different player down. Big defensive hustle from BC High as Torres raced around the corner, managed to get a pass back to Jacob Friedman, who looked like he had an open look at the net, but one extra defender back there.
What a sliding block.
Well, I don't even think it was the guy who slid who got the block, because I think the sliding guy was chasing Torres.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, no, the sliding guy was trying to chase Torres. Torres got the pass back to Friedman. Friedman got the shot off, and another guy was there to block it, I think, and that was number 8. I think that's what happened. It was,
that's
like you said, a lot of players flying around. We got one young man down, but he's getting back up, so hopefully on a hot, sunny day like today, that's just cramps. They've all been running around a lot. You know, wouldn't be a surprise, as number 11 has been a big contributor on the wings for BC High, and they certainly wouldn't want to lose him.
A great positioning from Jacob Friedman as Jad Torres was running down the side. He pulls up in support in the perfect spot for Brookline. Friedman unable to get the goal after the block, but still a great play by him.
Now the goal kick is given to 22. 22 kicks it upfield, gets up to 14. 14 turnaround, kicking one forward, goes off the head of Lippman. Off another head. Lawrence gets the kick away, but 22 knocks it right back. Ricocheting around, attempted leading pass, just misses 23, and Applebaum tries to clear it. And there is the triple whistle, and that is your ball game. We started with 2 goose eggs on the board, and that is how we will end. The final score here at Skyline Park, the Brookline High Warriors 0, the BC High Eagles 0. So Brookline secures their second scoreless tie against a top 5 ranked opponent. They did the same with St. John's Prep earlier this season. And while BC High definitely brought a lot more pressure in the second half, they really started to, find their rhythm there. The Brookline defense withstands the test and gets the scoreless tie.
Well, definitely. Brookline's defense had small moments where they showed holes for themselves when their midfielders didn't get back in time enough. When Brookline shifted to having the midfield play more of an attacking role, but once they shifted it back to a role of defense, the Warriors were able to really consolidate at the back. And you got to think, Jesse, this draw for Brookline, again, 0-0, it may not be the prettiest, but it will sure up their ranking.
So Brookline's record moves to 1-4-5 on the year. BC High moves to 6-1-3. And that's going to do it for this live stream, folks. But be sure to stay tuned as the JV teams are actually going to be playing on the same field today. And I'm going to have that live stream for you coming up on this channel as well. And that one publicly available. Anyone can see that. So that'll be an easy one to find here on the channel. Be sure to stay tuned for that. And if you enjoyed this broadcast here at the Varsity Team, be sure to like and subscribe. I think I'll have the recorded version uploaded just to be safe later on tonight. I thank you to all those who brought the good vibes in the live chat today. If there's anything you'd like to say it in the comment section down below after the live stream is concluded. And be sure to go down below to the description section of this video, where you can find some helpful links. A link to the official Venmo account of the Friends of BHS Soccer Booster Club, which supports all 6 Brookline High soccer teams, boys and girls, varsity, JV, and freshmen. Further down in the description section is a link and phone number for our local charity spotlight, the Brookline Community Foundation. And you can also find some links related to me that you can also see in the bottom right corner of your screen, my personal website, jessesports.com, where you can find out more about me, the freelance sports broadcasting services that I provide to various teams, and how you can commission those services for your favorite team. Or if you want to skip past all that, you can email me directly with any questions, requests, or comments that you may have. And I'll be posting highlights from the games here on this channel later tonight, but I'll also be posting them on social media on Instagram and Facebook. So if you'd like to follow me on social media, you can see the links there in the bottom right corner of your screen or in the description section down below. But for this broadcast, that's going to do it. Brookline 0, BC High 0, alongside Sam Lowenstein here at Skyline Park. I am Jesse Mayfield-Sheehan. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to stay tuned for the JV game coming up after this, and have a good weekend, everybody.